Right now at noon, school shooting concerns, how Madison police are responding to the social media post. Plus, 3 for the people. We are just over a day away from the first presidential debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. What to expect and where to watch. This is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us on a Monday afternoon. I'm Josh Breiter. Right now, Madison police say schools are not in any notable danger of a school shooting. This is despite recent calls the department received from concerned people. It involves widely circulated social media posts saying, quote, Madison schools would be the target of a mass shooting. MPD investigated and determined the threat originated in Florida. They say the targets were schools in Madison County, just east of Tallahassee. MPD says it will send officers near area schools for some time, but again, the department says no schools in Madison, Wisconsin are in any danger. Human remains found in Wisconsin may belong to missing boy Elijah Vu. According to the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office, the remains were found on a Girl Scout camp property by a local deer hunter. Officials say they are aware of the case of the missing boy, but cannot confirm if the remains are related. A local in the area says police have swept the area multiple times before this discovery.
They did a grid search of my property a couple weeks after that. And yeah, I wasn't home. I just said, go ahead, search, because, I really wanted him found, closure for the family.
The property where the remains were discovered is less than 5 miles from where Elijah went missing. He was reported missing by his mother's boyfriend back in February. Let's get a look at your certified most accurate forecast. We're warming things up a little bit more summer-like out there. Kelly Slifka is out on the weather patio. Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, it's going to be like this all week long. So if you want to hang on to some summer-like activities, you'll be able to do that this week going into the weekend. But there are some changes later in the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up. Right now, though, we do have a lot of sunshine. You probably see a little bit of haze out here, and that's because some of the smoke from the wildfires up in Canada still obscuring the sun just a little bit, not as thick as what we had yesterday. We are looking at dry weather to continue. A lot of sunshine throughout this week. We need some rain. We don't have a whole lot of opportunity this week, and I think the hottest day will actually be on Thursday when we're talking about some temperatures could be flirting close to 90 by the middle part of the week. We do have some chance of rain. That's coming in on Sunday. A lot of uncertainty with this right now, but we are watching the tropics. But right now, quiet weather across the Badger State, basically the entire upper Midwest, hardly any clouds to be found. And it's warming up, 74 in Madison, 75 right now in Middleton. So a mild afternoon, temperatures in the mid-70s now headed close to 80 with a southwest wind. As mentioned, we're watching the tropics. I know it's hard to believe, but we got Tropical Storm Francine. That may impact our weather with some rain later in the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, we'll see you then. Thank you. New at noon, 3 people have been rescued after their fishing boat overturned on Lake Mendota. The Madison Fire Department's lake rescue team was called to Mendota, where the boat was overturned just about 200 yards from Governor's Island. When the rescue team arrived, they found 2 other boats on the scene. The boaters say they forgot to put a plug in their boat and were unable to act fast enough to avoid sinking. One of the 3 people was evaluated, but nobody was taken to the hospital. 3 for the people now. Former President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris will face off in their first debate tomorrow night. ABC will be the host. After a virtual coin flip last week, Trump opted to offer the final closing statement. Harris chose the podium to the right of the audience's screens. The rules are the same as President Biden and Trump's debate on CNN. They include muted mics, and there will be no audience. Written notes, topics, or questions will not be shared with campaigns or candidates in advance. A quick programming note starting today, Judy Justice will be replacing the Jennifer Hudson Show in the 3 p.m. time slot right here on WISC. Judy Justice will now lead into News 3 Now live at 4. The Jennifer Hudson Show has moved over to Television Wisconsin in the same time slot. Well, it is the 39th year for Coats for Kids, and we'll be live at 4, 5, and 6, continuing our kickoff event at Clinky Cleaners on Monona Drive. First Warrant Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is on site accepting donations to pack the truck. Right now, we're needing those gently used coats and winter accessories. You can find more about how to donate on channel3000.com. Well, still ahead for us at noon, a look at which movies topped the weekend box office, plus a recall on some cantaloupe this afternoon, why they may be contaminated with salmonella.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon, moving forward.
Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote that created America's inflation.
The vice president votes in the affirmative, and the bill is passed.
Economists said Harris's vote led directly to the higher prices we pay. 22% more for groceries, 50% more for gas. Mortgage costs nearly double. Thanks a lot, Kamala. Trump had our economy humming. He'll do it again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
You work hard enough. Take a load off this Labor Day with new appliances from Brothers Maine. Celebrate the holiday with unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Haier. Don't miss out. Shop the Labor Day sale at Brothers Maine today.
Did you get hit with big energy bills this summer? You aren't alone, and we want to help. Because if your house was hot this summer, it's going to be cold this winter. And heating and cooling is by far the biggest energy user in your home. That's why our foam insulation is such a great investment. Our best offer of the year just ended August 31st. But to help you get ready for winter, we're going to extend it until September 22nd, the first day of fall. When we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation. Looking for the best value in contact lenses? At Stanton Optical, score an annual supply of AccuView Oasis plus a free contact lens eye exam for only $189. The numbers are in. At Stanton Optical, you save a whopping $280. You're not going to find a better deal with the other guys. Now that's what I call value. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
When it comes to winning internet, TDS is in a league of our own. Just like the Green Bay Packers. Wisconsin born and bred, we live, work, play, hire, and get involved in the communities we serve. Like delivering the green and gold standard of internet. 100% fiber internet that's as fast, powerful, and reliable as your other hometown favorite, the Packers. TDS, internet that's built Wisconsin strong.
Women need to pay close attention
to what Eric Hovde says about access to abortion.
Hovde's all in about opposing reproductive rights.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
And he wanted Roe overturned.
Do you think Roe versus Wade should be overturned?
Yes. So Eric Hovde is okay with politicians overruling decisions of doctors like me.
My patients worry about what Hovde will take away next.
A vote for Eric Hovde means we'll lose even more control over our lives.
Women Vote is responsible for the content of this ad.
Boeing says it's reached a tentative deal for a contract with the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers to avoid a potential strike that could stop production as early as this week. The company says the union's 33,000 workers will get a 25% pay raise and lower health care costs. Boeing has also agreed to build its next plane in Washington state, a key union demand. Union leaders have called the tentative agreement the best contract they have ever negotiated. Members are scheduled to vote on the proposed contract on Thursday. Eagle Produce out of Scottsdale, Arizona is recalling more than 220 cases of whole cantaloupe because they may be contaminated with salmonella. The company says the cantaloupe was distributed last month in 5 states. The products have a red and white sticker with the word candy spelled with a K and the number 4050 on them. No illnesses have been reported so far. Consumers are urged not to eat the cantaloupe and to throw it away. And the long-awaited sequel, Beetlejuice, blasted to the top of the weekend box office, debuting with $110 million domestically. Deadpool and Wolverine is still going strong at second this week with just over $7 million. And the biopic Reagan was third, taking in more than $5 million. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
And at the noon hour, stocks are trending their way up after finishing lower last week. The numbers are 619 up for the Dow, NASDAQ up 189, and the S&P 500 up 68. Well, breaking news at noon, a Dane County Medical Examiner's Office has released the name of the person who died in the Dane County Jail on August 26th. They're identified as Valerie Cuccia, age 46 of Madison. She was pronounced dead on the 26th, and the cause and manner of the death are pending at this time. Additional testing is also being done. Dane County Sheriff's Office and Medical Examiner's Office are investigating. Well, still ahead for us, Pam is watching today's egg prices, and Kelly is tracking the first warn forecast. Then later on Live at 4, how author Doug Moe's new book, Moments of Happiness, captures the life and times of UW band director Mike LaCrone.
I will make it a top priority to bring down costs for all Americans.
Her plan? She'll take on big oil and drug companies who rip us off, penalize big corporations who price gouge us on food and gas, and make billionaires pay their fair share.
Donald Trump fights for billionaires and large corporations. I will fight to give money back to working and middle-class Americans.
LCB Victory Fund and FF PAC are responsible for the content of this ad.
When replacing your windows, you want them to be built by the best and backed by the best. That's what you'll get with replacement windows only available from Renewal by Andersen. When you choose Renewal by Andersen at Wanakee Remodeling, you're not getting a one-size-fits-all product. From design and sales to manufacturing, installation, and service, we own the entire process. This month, buy 2 windows, get the third 60% off, plus 12 months no-interest financing when you purchase 3 or more windows. Visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for more details.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
What does an opportunity economy look like? Tax cuts for working families. Billionaires and big corporations pay their fair share. It increases stability and security, gives people a true opportunity to get ahead. It's a very different vision than Donald Trump's. His plans will raise costs and taxes on the vast majority of Americans. We need to be thinking about the future and how we make it better for families like yours. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Inflation is affecting everyone's bottom line this election year.
We haven't been making profit. We're just keeping the lights on.
I'm exposing the tough realities local small business owners are facing and what candidates can do to capture their votes. 3 for the People, Tuesday at 10.
Help us pack the truck to kick off Coats for Kids.
News 3 Now is collecting kid-sized winter coats today at Clinky Cleaners on Monona Drive.
Stop by with your donation to keep kids warm this winter.
Pack the truck with Coats for Kids.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Welcome back at noon. Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report. Hi, Pam.
Hello, Josh. Yeah, after a beautiful weekend, we had all kinds of activities out in the community of Jefferson. Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival was held Friday through Sunday at Jefferson County Fair Park, and I just thought I'd share a couple snapshots that Stephanie Hoff, one of my assistants, brought back, and it was all about the Leicester Long Wools. This is a rare breed of sheep that primarily is focused on the East Coast. After we got done with dog trials earlier in the morning, the Leicester Long Wools were what everybody was talking about. Leicester Long Wools, again, are kind of those rare antique type sheep, if you will, heritage breeds. You'd see them mostly by Williamsburg, Virginia, they tell me. And they said that right now the sheep are getting more popular here in the Midwest, so they decided to bring a pretty large flock from across the United States to the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival for what they call a card show. Basically, they were evaluating the fleece on those sheep as well as their conformation, and every one of the sheep that was presented got a special card to show their rating. But the bottom line is that this breed is very well known for its aggressive wool, very, very curly wool. that serves a lot of different ways, and also for their mild-tasting meat. One of the products of, obviously, the sheep industry is also the milk that they can get from those sheep, and that was some of the featured spots that we saw with sheep cheese to give people a little change up on our cow cheese across the state of Wisconsin. So like we said, those Lester Longwolves catching the attention this year at the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival. They were talking about a record-breaking crowd, and boy, given the weather that we had over the weekend, I can see where that definitely would be possible. Markets on the Midday in Chicago. I just noticed that our soybeans are trying to catch a rally here. They were up as much as a dime when I glanced over my shoulder just a moment ago, and we're hoping that more of the same is on the way. We haven't quite gotten to into the real heavy part of the harvest yet, but after this week's temperatures in the mid and upper 80s, I'm sure that we'll get one step closer towards at least our silage harvest. So be thinking about that if you're going to be sharing the roadways with some of that large farm equipment, especially if you've got a young driver in the family that's just going to be driving with that large farm equipment this fall. Barrel cheese today in Chicago up a penny at $2.28.5. 40-pound block cheese stood still at $2.27. There it is again, that AA butter on a Monday, starting off in fine form, up another penny and a half. We're now looking at our butter price at $3.19 a pound, Josh. When it comes to the beginning of another work week, butter's, well, you know, we're still harvesting sweet corn across the state of Wisconsin, so there's still a call for butter.
You got to have that butter with that sweet corn, and the price is going up just like that temperature later this week, huh?
Boy, oh boy, I guess so. A surprise for this part of September.
Big time. All right, Pam, you have a good one.
See you later.
Let's get a look at that forecast now. First, for meteorologist Kelly Slifka out on the weather patio. Hi, Kelly.
Yeah, the temps this week are going to be melting that butter, that is for sure. Unusually warm weather, kind of stuck in a stagnant weather pattern. We've got a big blue H, high pressure overhead, and that's keeping things quiet across much of the upper Midwest. And it's not in any hurry to move on out. Got a nice southerly breeze right now. It's a warm breeze, and that's going to keep these temperatures on the up and up. Temperatures today climbing into the lower 80s. Now, the air is very dry, so as you head out this evening, you might need a light jacket or a sweatshirt, because as that sun goes down, the temperatures will fall pretty quickly under clear skies. Yeah, we did have a tropical storm form in the Gulf of Mexico this morning. Tropical storm Francine. It's got winds of 50 miles per hour, moving very slowly to the west-northwest. Looks like it'll either make its landfall near Texas or Louisiana later this week. And our forecast has us going into the Mississippi Valley, then kind of stalling out. So there's a lot of uncertainty with this. If it gets a little further to the north, it could be bringing us some beneficial rains by the end of the weekend. It looks like Sunday does have a chance of at least seeing some of that moisture spreading into southern Wisconsin. By that point, we are definitely going to need it as we continue with these dry conditions. That'll continue all week long with lots of sunshine. Looks like the hottest day is going to be coming in on Thursday. And I wouldn't doubt if some of these thermometers here in southern Wisconsin don't get up to 90 by then, we will have those rain chances because of the remnants of Francine right now moving in the Gulf of Mexico. All right, here we are. Temperatures climbing up to the upper 80s this week on Thursday. The reason I dropped the temperature on Sunday is simply because we may have the effects of the tropical storm right now over the Gulf of Mexico. And then we rebound right back into the 80s going into much of next week. So this is an extended period of some unusually warm temperatures. We got all the sunshine. We'll be up near 80, low 80s for most areas this afternoon. A really nice sunny day. We do have a little bit of haze from some of the smoke from those wildfires. Should be clear tonight and very comfortable, again, because of the dry air in place. That low humidity will allow those temperatures to fall in the low to mid 50s come tomorrow morning. Mid 70s already by the noon hour tomorrow, and more sunshine and low 80s again going into tomorrow afternoon. So another nice Tuesday for us as well. So once again, the jet stream way up to the north, and we'll continue to see warm temperatures all week long. You can see Francine as it does come ashore later in the week. That's where we're seeing that bullseye, that yellow, that would indicate where Francine is going, bringing in some cooler rains for that area. Looks like we will see some effects with that on Sunday. We're still going to be warm going into much of next week. We're at 74 right now in Madison, 77 in Janesville. Our first warm forecast keeps it warm all week long, peaking on Thursday up to 87. 82 as Alabama's coming into town, taking on the Badgers here. Looks warm, but we do cool down just simply because we'll have that chance of some showers come Sunday.
All right, Kelly, thank you. Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with a recipe that is budget-friendly and easy to make.
Every once in a while, I like to make an appetizer and serve it for dinner. One of my favorites is nachos. That's why today we're sharing a beefy recipe for nachos that is dinner-worthy. We start by marinating a flank steak in some lemon juice, garlic, and a few seasonings. Once a steak has soaked up all that flavor, we can broil it or grill it inside or out until it's medium rare or so. While that finishes up, we take some tortilla chips and place them on an oven-proof platter or a couple of baking sheets. Then we top them with some shredded cheddar cheese and bake them off just long enough to let the cheese melt. After that, it's time to slice our steak across the grain and top our cheesy nachos with it. All that's left to do now is pile on our typical toppings. You know, tomatoes, onions, olives. You get the idea. Talk about a fun change of pace way to serve dinner. And like always, you can make this your very own by adding or leaving out whatever toppings you want. The recipe for our amazing marinated steak nachos is online now, so you can enjoy this for a light dinner or hearty afternoon snack. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a nacho-licious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Ahead at noon, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. You can email those to tips@channel3000.com, and we'll get the answers next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm actually embarrassed to say that I did vote for Trump in 2016. I don't think the man can be trusted. He talks out of both sides of his mouth. He's a very dishonest person. I hate the way he disrespects women, the way he disrespects other people that have worked for him. He's a narcissist. I just don't see myself ever voting for Donald Trump. This is not my Republican Party any longer. I have to go with Kamala Harris.
Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Get an 11% rebate on Menard's great selection of automotive products. Good maintenance equals longer vehicle life. And Menard's carries automotive accessories and maintenance products from the most trusted brands to help keep your vehicle on the road. Prevent costly repairs with Shell Rotella T4 heavy-duty diesel motor oil. It offers triple protection, helping control wear, deposits, and emissions. Get a gallon for $13.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
He told us who he was.
Should abortion be punished? There has to be some form of punishment.
Then he showed us.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
Now Donald Trump wants to go further with plans to restrict birth control, ban abortion nationwide, even monitor women's pregnancies. We know who Donald Trump is. He'll take control. We'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I'm not old enough to vote yet, but I learned how 1 out of 6 of us will someday be raped.
So please, think about me when you vote. I learned how our freedom to have an abortion was taken away.
Even in cases of rape or incest.
Even to travel to get an abortion. Please, think about me. You know who got rid of Roe v. Wade.
Now women are being refused life-saving care at hospitals. And politicians are trying to ban birth control. Please, think about me. My parents call me their miracle daughter because I was born with IVF.
But IVF could be banned too. Do they think we're less than human?
Do they think we can't make decisions about our own bodies? About our own lives? When you vote, please think about me.
And me.
And me. Because the politician who got rid of Roe v. Wade, he couldn't care less.
Welcome back. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. You can either email them to tips@channel3000.com. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
So we got fall, and now we're going right back to summer.
Oh, I hate the hot weather.
It's that hard, like, transitional point of the year, and I think our plants probably are trying to figure out what's going on.
I know,
as well.
we all are. I like fall. It's my favorite season. But the heat that's coming, but it's only just for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I guess
it's like we got that false fall. Now it's like that last minute summer, and then
gasping.
we go back to
I know. Yeah.
What do we have here on the table?
So autumn blooming, late summer annuals are coming in, and so this is an ornamental pepper. These have been super popular the last few years, and they're just really bright and cheerful. I like to say edible, but not delicious. Because I think they're just hot with no flavor. But they sure look really fun.
They look really cool. They look really fall-like.
They do. The only thing is if the temps are going to be pretty chilly like they were last week, you know, where it's going to be much below 50, you want to cover them or put them up close to the house or bring them inside for the night because they are tender for sure.
Awesome. All right, let's get to the questions. We got a few of them to start off with here. Nancy up first here. Nancy says, my lilac has been dropping its leaves earlier than normal. Is this a fungus, and when and how should I treat it?
So it is a fungal disease. There are several that we usually see powdery mildew, but this year we've been seeing all sorts of leaf spots, and the lilacs around town look really dreadful. So what I would do is do a really good cleanup as the leaves fall off. Make sure you get them out. Don't leave them hanging around. I'd even put them out for the city to pick up. Their compost piles get way hotter than yours does. And then next spring, after the petals fall, so after it's done flowering, you'll want to treat it with a fungicide, sort of as a preventative.
Okay. Question number 2, Andy and Florence say they have an amaryllis plant with the leaves and the light green color instead of the dark green that they believe they should be. They fertilize it in some leaves that have a dark green color on the bottom of the plant and center. Should they trim it back and treat it? The plant is several years old.
So for amaryllis, we are getting really close to the time where you would take it out of the pot and give it a rest period if you want it to flower by Christmas. So go ahead, cut those leaves back to the top of the bulb, take it out of the pot, gently remove the soil, and then put it in a dark, cool, airy place for the next 10 to 12 weeks. And we're talking about, so maybe late November. You want to then repot it, and then that way you will get flowers again, those exotic blossoms for Christmas.
Oh, cool. All right. Question number 3 from Sue. Sue in Baraboo says, last winter their hibiscus plants had gnats. She used mosquito bits, which helped. Is there something that she can do to treat the plants before bringing them in?
Mosquito bits are really great for fungus gnats. They are little creatures that really don't hurt the plants and just kind of hang around in the soil, consuming decaying matter. Mosquito bits are super effective, but if you want to put in a treat it with insecticidal soap and then a systemic fungicide before you bring it into the house, that will help.
All right, I think we got time for one more question from Lucy in Edgerton. Lucy asks, what is the best way to remove poison ivy?
So you're going to want to be really careful, Lucy. You're going to want to wear gloves and long sleeves, and I would use vine and stump killer. It comes in a can with a brush, and as you make those cuts, you'll want to brush those cut surfaces. Be really careful of how you get rid of it. Don't burn it or anything like that, but make sure that you protect yourself.
Yeah, dangerous stuff.
Yeah, it can be.
All right, Lisa, thank you. We appreciate
welcome.
it. We'll see you next week. Let's go to Kelly now for a final look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got warm weather. The summer-like temperatures will continue pretty much all week long, even throughout the weekend going into next week. And we've got plenty of the sunshine. We need some rain, just don't have a whole lot in our forecast, at least in the near term. Right now it's 74 in Madison, 77 in Janesville, 73 in Juneau, Mineral Point at 72, and across Dane County already up to 76 in Middleton. Verona, 75, 74 in Oregon, 75 in Stoughton. 81 today, 80 tomorrow. Will be well in the 80s throughout the week. Humidity will start to come up a little bit toward the end of the week. That's why our low is a little bit warmer. We do have a chance of some showers. That'll come in Sunday. That's all dependent on what is now a tropical storm Francine and the track of that. But right now we do have that chance of some showers from that system come our way on Sunday. Either way, it looks like that warm weather will continue right through Wednesday of next week.
All right, Kelly, thank you, and thanks for joining us, everyone. Make it a great afternoon. We'll see you back here tomorrow.